what have I done? I drove over the charger. So yeah, this is what I mean. I've got the just chucked it down here for a minute. I've got this little things, croc clips, and they are connected to just a Draper charger. Little what is it? Only a cheap one, 20 quid or something. 2 amp / 4 amp 6 volt / 12 volt charger. But yeah, the annoying thing is I've got these croc clips, so every time, because I want to keep it sort of topped up, ignore this mess, I'm just mucking about with bits at the minute, so ignore the cable and the junk. But anyway, try and do this one-handed. What I'm having to do is just go on here, connect the negative on there, on the leisure fuse board, and then connecting 12 volt positive onto the positive terminal, and it's all right. I mean, it takes like 2 minutes, but I've then got to leave that there and then sort of just shoo it out of the way, out of the in case it rains or whatever, and then I'll just shut it like that. But if I want to go somewhere, it means that I've got to come in, disconnect that, and then go back around, go in the driver's seat, blah blah blah. It's just a bit of a faff. So what I'm going to do is put that connector probably somewhere, well, I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, maybe here or something, I don't know, but yeah, that's the plan anyway. So just make life a little bit easier, so I can just come in, put the plug in, bosh, wherever it's going, and it'll just keep the leisure battery topped up. And then hopefully I won't, well, just save me a couple of seconds each morning of just farting around with some croc clips. And it's a pain in the dark when you're doing it, because you can't really see under there. I haven't got any lights under there, so you're sort of just aiming and hoping that you're getting the positive on the positive. So hopefully this should solve that issue. Okay, so this is the bit I've ordered straight off of where did I get it from? eBay, from China. Speedy pack or something the postage was, so it came pretty quick. So comes a little bag, 2 what looks like dry line screws or wood screws, little posies. They are countersunk, and then the main bit that we actually need. So what's it called? SAE, I think it is. SAE connector. So it comes up as solar extension, but whatever that means. If you can hear something in the background, by the way, it's the there you go, you can hear it ramping up. It's the diesel heater just starting, because it's pretty cold in here, so I'm just going to start that up. I'm going out in a minute, so might as well get a bit of heat in here. Anyway, here's the thing. So it comes with like a little thing on the end, so you can just sort of keep the end intact. I'm assuming that's waterproof, or I don't know, probably not. But yeah, so the point is though, is that it goes in one way. So this is the female end, sort of, which will be on the van. So like that will be the body of the van, and then you'll just see that. And then this is like a little weatherproof cover, and then this goes in to there. Now obviously at the minute it's one big loop, but we're going to cut that. We're going to connect, that's quite hard. We're going to connect this half to the charger and this half to the van, so that we can, if you imagine they're not connected, just plug it straight in to the van and it will start charging. Now the point is with these ones is that it's got this funny little end, so that you can't get the polarity mixed up. So red is live, positive, 12 volt, and or whatever, yeah, and then the bottom will be the ground, so we'll just go like that. What I might do actually is I might swap them round. I might do although the colours will be a bit weird. I might do red as ground and black as 12 volt positive, because then it will be shrouded. So if I put it on the ground or on something metal, it won't ground out like it would with that. Not that it matters too much because it won't be connected, but I don't know, I might just leave it as it is. We'll find out. It is 12 gauge wire, apparently. It should say on here, there you go, 12 gauge wire. I can't remember how many amps that's good for, but I'll leave it down here so you can see how many amps you can run through it. But we don't need a lot, it's only a little trickle charge. So in fact this is actually thicker than the cables of the charger, so it's overkill really. But yeah, so plan is cut it there, join this half to the charger, this half to the van, and then we will be able to plug it in and away we go. Question is, where am I going to put this little bit? Let's go and have a quick look as the diesel heater starts ramping up, getting a bit loud. Now it could go somewhere like that. Now the charger obviously goes there, so I want to keep it as close to as possible. But then again, actually saying that, I don't want to keep them to come around to the passenger side, so I could put it around this side, so I can just jump in the van and go. Maybe I could put it here, or here, or here, or here, or here. Who knows? Maybe on this panel. Don't know. Oh, this one would be quite easy because it's direct straight into the battery. The battery's just here, or maybe down here somewhere. I don't know, I'll decide and then I'll get back to you. Right, first thing, I'm going to cut this. So I'm going to go about halfway. Pair of side cutters. Bosh, we're in. So now that is going to go in the body, and then we're going to connect to that inside somewhere. And this is going to go on the charger. That's the plan. So what I'm thinking is, because the charger's normally down this end of the drive thing, is maybe having it like there, because then it's out of the way, but it's nice and easy to run a cable to the battery as well. I was thinking about having it at the back, but then I thought I've got a great big run to do through the van with cable. So why not just chuck it there? Just a little hole in the body, wire through, and then obviously I have to extend these cables and then just go onto the battery. But the only thing is this is like double skin, so that's the body, and that's the like the frame of the chassis or whatever. You can sort of see down here that there is a gap between. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this light out. These are two separate lights. I'll take this outer one out, and then I hopefully should be able to see up through there and see what's happening. It's a bit rusty there actually. Have a look at that. And here. Anyway, right, I'm going to do that now. So there you go. Got the light off. Shut the torch on, see if we can see anything in there. Apart from rust. This is all quite rusty actually. Look at that. Maybe we'll put a little bit of treatment on that while we're here. But inside, can't see anything on the camera. There is like a little grommet there. Kind of see it. Focus. There you go. There's a little grommet there which takes these headlights out into the outside world, and that goes down here somewhere. So right, there's a little grommet down there somewhere. So what I'll probably do is use that to come through with, and then it'll be nice and neat and tidy and stuff. So yeah, right, I'm gonna go do that. Right, it's a bit ghetto, but my proper drill has decided that it didn't want to be a drill anymore, so we've got the old Hitachi SDS out with a thingy chuck, because it's a SDS Plus fitting. So it just hang on, let me show you. It just literally clicks in, so unless you've got these bits then you can't really use it because they're all made for that. So but it does come with a chuck, so that just goes in there and you just click it in and then you get a normal drill chuck. So I've got a cone cutter bit in there, and I'm going to use that bad boy to drill the body, and hopefully I reckon it's going to be about here. Let's have a little look, maybe that one, but we'll see. We'll just sort of trial and error it, but I'm going to go into the wing, give it a good furk out with the drill and see what happens. So right, anyway, not looking forward to this bit. One more step. Try that. Lovely. So there you go. There's the hole. And then that little round bit at the top is just going to sit in the body, and then it's going to go like that. It'll probably be that way actually. There you go, you get the idea. It's going to sit there, and that looks really ugly. God, what have I done? Oh well, it's in now. So now I'm just going to treat this metal. Just going to take some burrs off it with a file, little round file. Get a little tiny bit of primer or paint, whatever, just to protect the paint. Not the paint, the metal. It's all nice and shiny metal inside, so I'll try and keep it that way. Don't want the rust setting in. And then we'll get wiring it up. So I've got a bit of paper, some duct tape, just gone round the hole, just so we don't spray anything that we don't want to. And I've got some of this, what's this, etch primer, and it doesn't matter what it is, it's just as long as it covers the paintwork. But what I also did was just check that the black flange part of this actually covers the tape, so that if we get any on somewhere we shouldn't, like you don't want it like sitting like that, because you'll get like a little strip of paint. So I'm just going to make sure it's covered like that, which it is. So give this a great big shake, and then just get some paint on that. Lovely stuff. Nice. So that just covers that bit of metal. Ideally you want to spray it on the inside as well, but can't really do that, so I'll have to do. So because I'm an idiot, I drove over the charger. How does somebody do that? I can't even blame anyone. But this is kind of the reason we're doing this job, because it was plugged in. I forgot it was plugged in. So had I have known that it was, or remembered that it was plugged in, we would have been alright. Anyway, while I wait for the paint to dry, we're going to sort this little fella out. We're going to strip a couple of ends off this. Hopefully it strips alright. You can use a stripping tool, a cable stripping tool, or you can just use a pair of side cutters like I do. You can also get proper connectors, but I've only got some yellow barrel crimps. Cable goes in there, there's a little stopper at the end, and it just pushes in, and then see how it stops? It's not focusing. There you go. Stops on there, and then you just use a crimp tool to crimp it down. So that's what we're going to do. If you haven't got a crimp tool, I have got a crimp tool, but it's not here. It is elsewhere. So I'm just going to use a pair of pipe grips. Don't do this unless you're an idiot like me. Give it a good squeeze. Now you can go a bit mad with these. You can squeeze them too much, like in different places, and actually unsqueeze them. But what I do is, you see, focus, see at the top there's like a little line there at the very top of the barrel. It's not really focusing. I crimp one side to push one side over, so it's sort of like, if it's, oh, I've ripped. If that's the crimp, it's sort of joined at the top. I crimp one side so it goes in like that around the cable, and then the other side over like that, and then it properly holds. If you haven't got a crimp tool, that's one way of doing it. So I'm going to do the other one. Just push it in until it stops. That one's caught on something, and then just do the same. So I'm gonna, like, there's no way of showing you, but you just have to trust me on this one. Obviously use a crimp tool if you've got one, or go and buy one or something. They're quite handy. I obviously use mine so much that it's not here, so it's elsewhere. Right, so that is one side done. I've also got some of this heat shrink. It's the only size I've got, so I'm just going to hope it's the right size. It's probably not, it's probably miles off, because this looks pretty huge. That's not too bad, but it's a bit slack, but it'll come down a bit, and then I'll be able to get two in one, so we can shrink it down and make it some sort of waterproofness. That's a word. Let's go a bit longer. Let's go for about there. I know I look like a chav because I've got my hood up, but I'm so cold. I'm going to slide that over like so. Now obviously the yellow part is insulation as well, so it is insulated from each other, so they're not going to touch, but ideally you want to heat shrink each one and then put a master shrink over it, but I'm not going to do that because I can't be bothered. So here's the charger cables that are connected to the smashed up charger. I'm just going to cut that. Where should I cut it? Cut it about there. Is this plugged in? No. There we go. Don't need them. Do need them. Now these are a lot smaller than the other cables, so I'm going to strip a little bit more, like so. God, these snips are old and blunt. Ugh, come on. There you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist these up, and then I'm going to fold them over so they're like doubled up. If it focuses, and that just gives it a bit more of something to bite onto when we crimp it down, like so. It's a bit thicker. Right, I now can't see what colour's which. Black is that one. So push that in, and then just the same again. Give it a good squeeze. It's kind of an important one, this one, because you don't want it to come out. What some people do is they fill them with solder them all up. You can get ones that are full of solder already, and then the outer sheath thing is heat shrink. So as you heat it up, the solder melts and it shrinks the heat shrink around it. But once again, I haven't got any of that because I'm just using what I've acquired over the years of electrical bits. Oh, that's a nice one, that. Now you notice I'm giving this side a bit more attention to the squeeze, because where it's a slightly smaller cable, we don't want it to fall out. Now always check that it's not going to come out, which it isn't. So there and there, it's a bit ropey, but it'll do. If it breaks, I'll fix it. And then just get the heat shrink back over there. So you want the crimps in the middle. And then using your specialist heating upping tool, a lighter, because I have no idea where my heat gun is either. Does anybody else just have tools and then like use them and then just put them down and then you're like, oh, I won't need that today? Oh, don't tell me it's out of gas. Really? Ugh. I'll have to go and put some gas in it. You'll have to bear with me a minute. Be right back. Right, I think this is given up. Get rid of that. We'll work with one. Will be Michael Jackson. I've also bought a tea light just to make it nice and romantic in here. Slash, if it runs out again, we've got a backup. Probably shouldn't have a naked flame inside the Bongo, but oh well, we're here now. Let's give this a bit of heat, as we were. See how it shrinks down. And obviously you're far better doing this with a heat gun. Like I say, mine is unavailable. The trick to doing it with a flame is to keep it moving. If you leave it in one space, you will burn the heat shrink or the cable or whatever's inside. Start from the middle and work outwards. This is like become a tutorial now. It's not meant to have been. Yeah, so this shrink is not the right size. It's not too bad for this side. Oh, sorry, not even able to see. Yeah, so anyway, right, and then give it a squeeze, because there is, ow, that's really hot. There is glue inside that sort of melts and sticks to it. There you go. I'm probably going to put tape all over that as well, just to make it look proper ghetto, and then we're done. But for now, that is connected to that thing. Oh, why does it not focus? Just trying to focus on me. Anyway, whatever. There you go. That's done. So now we should be dry on the spray paint front. I'm going to blow that candle out. We should be dried on the spray paint front, so we can go and fit the doodah, the receiver, the female end of this thing. So let's go and do that now. So I've done the same here as what I've done inside with the wrong size shrink tube, just for a laugh. But yeah, I've connected that to a bit of cable, and they run through there, through the grommet, which I don't know if you can see it in there or not. Goes through there and then out of the grommet, down through there, and they're just going to connect into each end, each terminal of the battery. That's the plan. So I've marked up which one's positive. So that one's positive, that one's negative. Cool. Right, let's get that through there if it fits. See it running through. So it just goes through that little grommet inside, so it's nice and tidy. Lovely stuff. Right, so for now, as you've noticed, it's getting kind of dark out, so I'm just trying to rush it along. But what I've done is wrapped that core around there and just sort of done it up for now. I'll get some proper eye crimps on there, but that'll do for now, just to keep it tidy. Cable's gone down there, through there. I haven't screwed it back yet because I just wanted to test, but I plugged that in through the ghetto joint, past the MOT refusal, and into that bad boy. So we're charging, even though it's as I fall over, tripping over that, even though it's mullered, it is working. I'm gonna go and get a new one. So all of that was a complete waste of time, but yeah, I need a new one really, but I just wanted to get it done just to get it working. So all that's left to do is to mount that by putting 2 screws in there. One at the bottom, one at the top, obviously. Make sure it's level. And we're done. So I probably won't film that because it's about to, the sun's about to switch off, so you won't be able to see what I'm doing. But yeah, that'll do for now. Right, so from the world's coldest man, that is it. I'm not even going to bother screwing it up tonight because I can't be bothered. I'm too cold. My feet are numb. But it works anyway, so you won't have to put 2 screws into a bit of metal. Just use a tech screw or whatever. Just shove it in. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe below if you haven't. There's like, I've got loads of cool new videos. I've had like a little bit of a break from making videos because I couldn't be bothered. And I've got a new camera, a microphone, so I'll be wearing that. I haven't got it now because yeah, I'm an idiot. What else? This isn't the new camera as well. You've got to, someone's got to leave a comment when I use the new camera. You're going to know when it is because it's a cool camera. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.